Hello everyone! Welcome to Lesson 29, Grammar Explanation. Make sure to watch the Lesson 29 vocabulary video so that you will understand the words that we will use for today's lesson. So, let's get started. Bansang, fuku ga noretemasu ne. Ami ga futteru desu ka?
はい、ホテます。
Kasa wa motenai desu ka?
傘は電車の中に忘れてしまったんです。
So for today's topics, we will learn the verb te imasu, verb te shimaimashita, verb te shimaimasu, the place ni ikimasu, ikimasu kaerimasu, sore, sono, so, arimashita, and dokoka de, dokoka ni. Grammar point number 1, verb te imasu. So in this lesson, we will learn the other way of using the verb te imasu. So the verb te imasu in this lesson is to show that the state resulting from the action indicated by the verb is still continuing. So our previous lesson, the verb te imasu means the present tense of the verb or currently doing. Now, the verb te imasu in this lesson is showing that the state resulting from an action is continuing. So for example, if something happened, then the result of that action still continues. Like in this example number 1, Mado ga warete imasu. Mado ga warete imasu. So as you can see in the illustration below, the picture of the window, then in the next picture, the window is broken. So we will say Mado ga warimashita. Warimashita. So the moment that the ball hits the window and it's broken, warimashita. After that, the next picture, the window is now broken. The window is now broken. So we will say Mado ga warete imasu. So this is the result of the ball hitting the window. So when the ball hits the window is broken, warimashita. Now, this is the state of the window. The current state of the window is broken. Okay? It's still continuing. The new or the current state of the window is broken. Example number 2. Denki ga tsuite imasu. Denki ga tsuite imasu. So, denki means the light, and the verb is tsukimasu. Tsukimasu means turn on. So for example, the light is turned off, and if it turns on, tsukimashita. Denki ga tsukimashita. The light went on. Now after that, the result, the current state of the light from being turned off, now it's on, tsuite imasu. Currently, the light is on, tsuite imasu. Next example. So verbs that can be used in this way are verbs like akimasu. Akimasu means open, to open. Shimarimasu means to close. Tsukimasu means to turn on. Kiemasu means off or disappear. And kuwarimasu and warimasu both mean broken. But kuwarimasu means something that stops working, like machines. And warimasu, something that is broken, like glass. And others where a change takes place and a different state is produced as a result of the action indicated by the verb. So let's take another example. A door is closed. Then suddenly the door opens. Doa ga akimashita. Now the result of that verb, the current state of the door is doa ga aite imasu. The door is now open. Doa ga aite imasu. Example number 3. Kono isu wa kuwarete imasu. Kono isu wa kuwarete imasu. The chair is now broken. So this is describing a situation in front of one's eyes as a whole. So you will use the particle ga, just like our example 1 and 2. But now, when introducing the subject, in this sentence, the isu, the chair, as the topic of the sentence, the particle wa is used. So, kono isu wa. So, talking about this chair. So, our previous example, the example 1 and number 2, we saw that, oh, the window is broken. So, describing a situation in front of one's eyes as a whole. Now, talking about a subject, just like kono isu wa, this chair. So, talking about this chair, you will use the particle wa to make the subject as the topic of the sentence. Kono isu wa kuwarete imasu. Grammar point number 2, verb te shimaimashita and the verb te shimaimasu. The verb te shimaimashita emphasizes that an action has been completed. The verb te shimaimasu indicates that an action will be completed at some point in the future. So, for example, number 4, Marcelo-san ga motte kita wine wa. So, the wine that Mr. Marcelo bought. Minna de, with everyone, non de shimaimashita. So, from the verb nomimasu, to drink. So, the te form of the verbs plus shimaimashita. So, the te form of nomimasu is non de plus shimaimashita. It means that they completed the verb nomimasu, or they finished doing the verb. It means that they finished drinking the wine. So, if we compare when we say minna de nomimashita, so everyone drank the wine, but it doesn't mean that everyone drank up all the wine. So, when we use the non de shimaimashita, it will be clearer that they completed or they drank up all the wine. Okay, non de shimaimashita. Another example, number 5, kanji no shukudai wa mo yatte shimaimashita. Kanji no shukudai wa mo yatte shimaimashita. So this is from the verb yarimasu. Yarimasu means to do something. So when we say kanji no shukudai wa mo yarimashita, I already did my homework, but it doesn't mean that the action is already completed. Okay, so when we say yatte shimaimashita, it emphasizes that an action or the action has been completed. Example number 6, hirogohan made ni reporto o kaete shimaimasu. Hirogohan made ni reporto o kaete shimaimasu. So now we will use the shimaimasu. So when the verb is in mas form, it means that it will happen. So unlike the te shimaimashita, it's already completed. So the verb te shimaimasu will be completed at a certain point of time. So hirogohan madeni means, in our previous lessons, the madeni means the deadline. So before lunchtime or by lunchtime, ripoto o kakimasu. So when we say ripoto o kakimasu, I will write my report. But if you say ripoto kaete shimaimasu, I will finish writing my report hirogohan madeni, by lunchtime. The other use of the verb te shimaimashita is to indicate a feeling of regret or disappointment on the part of the speaker. So just like this example number 7, passporto nakushite shimaimashita. Passporto nakushite shimaimashita. So from the verb passporto nakushimasu, to lose your passport. Now if you lost your passport, you will feel regret or disappointment. So to express your feeling of regret, you will use the verb te shimaimashita. So from passporto nakushimashita, I lost my passport. Now to indicate your feeling of regret or disappointment, use the verb te shimaimashita. So nakushite shimaimashita. I lost my passport. Next example, number 8, pasokon ga koshou shite shimaimashita. Pasokon ga koshou shite shimaimashita. So if we say pasokon ga koshou shimashita, it means that you're just stating or just describing the PC that it's broken without expressing your feeling. So, if we say, 故障してしまいました, oh no, my PC is broken. So, expressing regret or disappointment. Grammar point number 3. Place ni ikimasu, kimasu, and kaerimasu. Now, when we say the verbs ikimasu, kimasu, and kaerimasu, they use the particle e for the place. Okay, so place e ikimasu, place e kimasu, and place e kaerimasu. Now, the particle ni, indicating an arrival point, is used instead of the particle e, indicating a direction. So, verbs such as ikimasu, kimasu, and kaerimasu can be used with either the particle e or the particle ni in this way. So, example number 9, どこかで財布を落としてしまったんです。どこかで財布を落としてしまったんです。財布を落としてしまったんです。From the 財布を落としました。I dropped my wallet. 財布を落としてしまいました。I dropped my wallet. Expressing your feeling of regret and disappointment. Now, the plain form of しまいました is しまった. Because of the pattern, the んです. So, we will use the plain form of the verb plus んです. So, this sentence is based on our previous lesson, the んです. So, before this sentence, they had a conversation. Someone asked, どうしたんですか? What's wrong? So, he saw his friend, what's wrong? Then he said, どこかで財布を落としてしまったんです. Okay? So, you can answer the んです for the question, どうしたんですか? And he replied, それは大変ですね. So, 大変 means difficult. So, if someone has a problem, you will say, それは大変ですね, to express your sympathy. Now, それは大変ですね. すぐ交番に行かないと. So, if you remember in our previous lessons, the verb ないと means must do. So, 交番に行かないと. So, 交番に行きます to go to the 交番. 交番に行かないと, we must go to the police box right away. So, 交番 particle に行かないと. Just remember that for the verbs ikimasu, kimasu, and kaerimasu, they can use the particle e or the particle ni. And for the particle e, it means indicating a direction. So, direction towards. And the particle ni is more indicating for the arrival point. Grammar point number 4. Sore, sono, so. So, in lesson 2, it was explained how to use the demonstratives to point something tangible. So, pointing things. So, this, that, and that thing over there. The present lesson, this lesson introduces the sore, sono, and so to indicate something appearing in speech or writing. So, to point out something, what someone has said, or to point out something, what is written in a text. So, for example, in speech, sore in example number 10 and 11, sono in example number 12, and so in example number 13. Point to what someone has said. Example number 10, どこかで財布を落としてしまったんです. So someone has said, that is the sentence he said. Now, the other person, wow, that's not good. That's bad. それは大変ですね. すぐ交番に行かないと. So the それは, or that is pointing or talking about what someone has said. Okay, once again, for example, the other person said, どこかで財布を落としてしまったんです. So, to point out what he said, それは, that is not good. 大変ですね. Example number 11, 来月から大阪の本社に転勤なんです. So, 来月から from next month, 大阪の本社に. 本社 means the head office. So, Osaka no honsha ni, the head office in Osaka. Tenkin nan desu. Tenkin means transferring to another office or another branch. Sore wa omedetou gozaimasu. So pointing what someone has said. Wow, that's good news. Sore wa omedetou gozaimasu. Example number 12. Tochu de yamitai baai wa Sono baai wa chikaku no kakari ni namae o ite kaite kudasai. So these sentences are based on a conversation. So tochu de in the middle or during. Yamitai baai wa, yamitai means want to stop. Baai is situation. Excuse me, what if I want to stop in the middle? So he said, sono baai wa. So this is about a marathon. So a marathon. If someone wants to stop, someone said, excuse me, what if I want to stop in the middle? So he said, sono baai wa. In that case, sono baai wa chikaku no kakari ni namae o ite kaite kudasai. So chikaku no kakari ni, the nearest official. Particle ni because you will say something to that person, to the nearest official. Namae o ite, state your name. Kaite kudasai, go home. Example number 13. Uchi e kaite yasonda hou ga ii desu yo. Sou shimasu. So one person said, uchi e kaite, you should go home. Yasonda hou ga ii desu yo. You should go home and take a rest. So this sentence pattern will be explained on our future lessons, the verb taho ga ii desu. But this sentence pattern means that giving advice. So this is a better way. Uchi e kaite, you should go home. Yasonda hou ga ii desu yo, and should take a rest. Example number 14. The sono in example number 14 indicates something that appeared in the previous sentence. So for example, hitori de konsato ya tenrankai ni dikakeru to ii desho. Sono toki yatta hito ga shourai no koibito ni naru kamo shirimasen. So the first sentence, hitori de konsato ya tenrankai ni dikakeru to ii desho. So the first sentence, hitori de konsato ya tenrankai ni dikakeru to ii desho. It's probably good if you go alone, hitori de, to the konsato, concert, and tenrankai exhibitions. So about that, so pointing that sentence, sono toki, by that time, sono toki atta hito ga, the person you meet by that time, shourai no koibito ni narimasu, will become your lover in the future. Then naru kamo shirimasen, maybe, or might happen. So maybe, or it might become your lover in the future, the person you meet by that time. Grammar point number 5, arimashita. So the verb arimasu means something exists for non-living things. For example, there's a television. Terebi ga arimasu. Arimasu. Now the past form of arimasu is arimashita. Arimashita indicates that the speaker has just found something. It does not mean that that thing used to be there before. So for example, someone is looking for his bag. Where's my bag? Then someone found the bag. Kabanga arimashita yo, or just arimashita yo. It means there or here it is. Arimashita yo. So remember, if someone is looking for something, then you found that thing, you will say arimashita or arimashita yo. And in this sentence, kabanga arimashita yo, I found the bag. Grammar point number 6, dokoka de and dokoka ni. So the particle e or the particle o after the dokoka or the nanika can be omitted. But the particle de and the particle ni cannot be omitted. So if you remember, the dokoka means somewhere. If we attach the particle de to the dokoka, it means a place of action. So dokoka de. because the verb nakushimasu, in example number 16, Saifu wo nakushite shimaimashita. So from the verb Saifu wo nakushimashita, I lost my wallet. The place of action for the verb nakushimasu is particle de, place of action. Doko ka de. So doko ka de means somewhere, and we will use the particle de because of the verb nakushimasu. Example number 17, doko ka ni denwa ga arimasu ka? Doko ka ni denwa ga arimasu ka? So denwa ga arimasu, there's a telephone, and the verb arimasu uses the particle ni for the place. Place ni, object ga arimasu, and doko ka means somewhere. So doko ka, somewhere, and particle ni, we will use the particle ni because of the verb arimasu. Doko ka ni denwa ga arimasu ka? Is there a telephone somewhere around here? So that's all for this lesson, guys. Make sure to visit manabutextbook.com so you can access more exercises and example sentences about this lesson. We also included lecture videos to make it easier for you to understand the contents of our online textbook. 皆さん、今日のレッスンはいかがでしたか? I hope you learned a lot in today's lesson. If you have questions, you can leave a comment below, and also you can follow me on my Instagram account. Please subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our future lessons. Dewa, mata ne. Bye-bye.